the most common life insurance policy types in this term and whole life insurance. A lot of people know about these policies. They just don't know exactly what it is and the difference between them. These are the most common heard of policies. You're going to see a lot of commercials about term life and whole life insurance policies. Basically, term life is exactly what it says, is a term life policy. That policy is given for a term, a period of term. Can go from 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. So it varies. Some companies even have as low as 5 years. But the typical years is 10, 15, 20, 30 year term policy. Now, term policies for a lot of people are a lot more affordable. They're cheaper. So what happens with the term policies, you get the choice of a larger amount of coverage, like for instance, $100,000 policy. Depending on your age, you can get it as low as $20. But that doesn't go for everybody. So when you see these commercials, get term life, $100,000 as low as $10 a month or something like that. That's not necessarily true for everyone because it goes by your age, your health, your medications, whether you smoke or not. Those are the main factors that go by. But term life, you can get a larger amount, but it's a smaller term as far as years that you can get that coverage. You have a choice to renew when it ends. Whole life is just what it says. It is a policy that covers your entire life up to a certain age. Normally it goes up to an age 100. Some policies go up to 120. So that covers your whole life. But the thing is, with the whole life, you are not allowed to get $100,000 in most cases. It's very rare to be able to get $100,000 whole life policy. Normally, you're going to hear them on the commercials talking about $25,000 or $50,000 whole life policy, something like that for whole life, because the more you get with whole life, the more expensive it is. And whole life is a lot more expensive than the term policy. But no matter whether you choose a term or whole life, if you're young, if you're healthy, if you don't smoke, no medications, have no problems whatsoever, you can still get a whole life policy at a really reasonable rate. And that is through your entire life. No matter how old you get, that policy remains the same. So say you're young and you get a whole life policy and it's $30 a month, and you get that policy, in your 20s. Well, your entire life is just $30 a month for whatever that coverage is. Say it's let's say it's $35,000 coverage for $30. That'll be through your whole life. But with a term, when the term ends, most likely it's going to go up. How much it really, is determined by what prices are at that time. Whether the company looks at your health and your situation then and go upon your situation at that time. Anyway, I hope you learned something, and until the next video, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.